Good morning. Remembrance Day is defined as being able to bring to one's mind an awareness of past experiences. We are gathered this Remembrance Day to commemorate the sacrifice that Canadians have made all over the globe in defense of freedom, and yet, as the definition would suggest, it is impossible for many of us to remember the great wars that are covered in our high school curriculums. Few of us have any direct connection to the experiences of the First or Second World War. Many of the memories of war shared by those in this room today are far more fresh. They are from conflicts in countries like Afghanistan, Honduras, Iraq, and Sudan. They are not abstract concepts. They are fresh scars that are easily reopened every time you are forced to confront the horror of the war experience. The horror of losing your home, your security, your livelihood, and even in some tragic cases, your loved ones. How can we respond to the reality of war in the world around us? We heard some really simple ways of just being human and connecting with one another from some of the refugees in our community. But there are a few other tangible ways that we can begin to engage in the work of peace building, even today following the assembly. And I want to highlight a few of those ways in the coming moments. One of those ways is to engage in the Bring Her Home to Our Home campaign. This campaign is a grassroots initiative that began when a Syrian family in the Waterloo region approached a Canadian family and asked them to try and help them sponsor their grandmother to be able to leave the dangerous situation in Syria and come to Canada. This Canadian family began the process of sponsorship and are now in the waiting stages to hear if their sponsorship application will be accepted. However, along with their application, they began the Bring Her Home to Our Home campaign to raise awareness about the plight of Syrians, as well as involve as many people as possible in supporting their application to bring the Syrian grandmother to be reunited with her family. You can take one small step of engagement today by simply taking a selfie with this poster and posting it on your social media using the hashtags listed at the bottom of the poster. This is not affiliated with any organization. It's just a family at Cameron Heights engaging deeply in the work of peace building. And we have the opportunity to support them simply by taking a selfie and posting it on social media. The poster that you see me standing with here, this is my selfie on my Facebook, those will be in your homeroom classes or your next classes that you'll go to this morning. And you can consider whether you'd like to be a part of this campaign. The really interesting thing that I've experienced over the last several days after I posted this on my Facebook was a number of people who asked me about what this campaign is and talked to me about what is the issue with facing Syrians in the world today. And so it sparked a conversation that I hope, if we as a community support, there'll be all kinds of conversations about the reality of refugees and particularly Syrians in our world today. A second way that you can engage is to support the student-run initiative Songs for Syria. This is a concert that's happening on Saturday, November 28th at Queen Street Commons. This is an amazing opportunity for us as a larger community to support initiatives of peace building that are being created by members of our own student body. All proceeds from this concert will go to support the on-ground refugee relief efforts in Syria. Please check out the Songs for Syria Facebook page for more information. And lastly, you have the opportunity to participate with a couple of student activities run initiatives. One is a charities campaign that's already begun in your homerooms. Through November, the charities will be collecting money for the Mennonite Central Committee, also to be used for on-ground refugee relief efforts in Syria. But beyond just the financial contribution that you might want to contribute, and there'll be the opportunity again tomorrow in your homerooms to contribute to charities, you might want to participate in the Refugee Welcome Package effort that Student Activities is running over the next month. These refugee packages are put together and then sent to Mennonite Coalition for Refugee Support just down the street and are delivered to families as they arrive as their first entry point into Canada. And you can see the list of things that are in each one of those welcome packages. We're going to be running a challenge in homerooms over the next month to see which homeroom can put together the most number of packages. And the winner will get a pizza party in the second week of December. We have roughly 70 homerooms at Cameron Heights. And so imagine that if every single homeroom even put together one refugee welcome package, that would be 70 families coming to our region that would positively be impacted by your simple act of peace building. The reality is that we have the power to create change in the world. We have the capacity in Canada to work for peace on behalf of those who cannot. We have the ability to not only remember this Remembrance Day, but to join in the struggle for peace in the world around us. As my button says, to remember means to work for peace.
I mean, everyone learns from history. The diversity of the world is what helps us move forward, right? People learn from their mistakes. People learn what's good from one culture, and maybe something that they don't want to pick up, but they learn something good from it. If people were to give that up, I think we'd be almost one-dimensional.
And we were lucky to be in Canada.
Are you glad to be here?
I am very glad.
Very glad.
And grateful.
Come and find the quiet center in the crowded life we lead. All to enter, find the frame where we are free. We're a chaos and the clutter. Clear our eyes that we may see all the things that really matter. Be at peace and simply be. Come and find the quiet center in the crowded life we lead. Find the room for all to enter. Find the frame where we are free. Clear the chaos and the clutter. Clear our eyes that we may see all the things that really matter. Be at peace and simply be.
As the choir left the assembly, they left holding on to a light, which represents each of us, leaving empowered to contribute one small part of who we are to the ongoing work of peace building in the world around us. Go now empowered to engage in the work of hospitality, empathy, and peace.